Have you ever seen a guy who looked like a long-distance runner but hoops like a basketball guard? Yeah, that's Tim Duncan. This brother had the strength of a wet noodle and the charisma of an AI chatbot, yet he dominated not just the paint but the entire NBA, winning 5 championships and 2 MVPs and ultimately becoming a Hall of Famer. But how exactly did he do it? Welcome to Swish. Today I will tell you how a man with zero flash, zero swag, and invisible bicep became one of the greatest players in NBA history. If you're one of the real OG before IG, you most definitely know Tim Duncan. But if you don't, allow me to introduce you to the most boring basketball genius of all time. Timothy Theodore Duncan was born in 1976 in the US Virgin Islands. As a kid, he wanted to be a pro swimmer. That's right, my man was about to become Michael Phelps even before the real Michael Phelps was born. But fate changed his course. In 1989, Hurricane Hugo swept his training pool away.
It's okay. It's part of the game. It is.
Timmy was heartbroken. The only Olympic-sized pool on the island was gone and he couldn't train in the ocean because he was too scared of sharks. So in the end, the pool kid accepted his fate. He quit swimming and picked up basketball at the age of 14. And 4 years later, he was an All-American. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard that right. Timmy went from owning a damaged pool to breaking backboards. His journey was, of course, filled with a lot of twists and turns, starting from a memorable stint at St. Dunstan's Episcopal High School. Before Timmy, St. Dunstan was never really a basketball powerhouse. It was a small school of about 400 students with a small gym and some very strange rules. Rumor has it that players were banned from dunking because the rim in the basketball facility was weak.
Let me see your best.
But it didn't stop Duncan from doing his thing on the court. Skinny as a broomstick, quiet as a librarian, but averaging 25 points per game as a senior, this dude was fire. Hoo-yah. Soon, people started to call him the king of the island. But he didn't rule for long because after 4 years of playing high school basketball, Wake Forest University came calling. When Duncan arrived on campus, team officials had heard about his greatness, but they were concerned about his frail build, and rightfully so. I mean, this guy was 6'10" and could do a double backflip. Yeah, that's how lightweight he was. Worried that the wing could someday blow their new recruit away, they prepared a weight game plan for him. They fed him anything and everything that could make him sprout bigger, including big gallons of ice cream. But it didn't really do much because Duncan was a different breed. He wasn't the most athletic big man on the floor, yet every time he had the ball, the opposition got cooked. That's because he lacked in physicality, he made up for inefficiency and consistency. With Duncan on the team, the Demon Deacon achieved their best NCAA tournament seed ever, and the player himself earned numerous personal accolades. 2-time consensus first team All-American, 2-time ACC Player of the Year, and 1-time National College Player of the Year. His averages were downright crazy as well, with 16.5 points, 12.3 rebounds, and 3.8 blocks per game. NBA teams were kept on notice, and soon enough, the inevitable happened.
With the first pick in the 1997 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Tim Duncan from Wake Forest University.
That skinny kid from the Virgin Islands was about to mix it up with the big boys literally. and some people were worried if he could survive the league's intense physicality. Spoiler alert, he didn't just survive, he dominated the entire league without breaking a sweat. Just like he did in college, Tim Duncan rolled into the NBA with zero flash, zero paparazzi, and arguably the worst dressed athlete in the history of the sport, after Dirk Nowitzki. But while his wardrobe was tragic, his game was elite. He announced himself with 22 rebounds in just his second road game of his rookie season. On top of that, he started all 82 regular season games for the Spurs, averaging 21.1 points, 11.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.5 blocks per game. He also earned himself a spot in the All-Star team and was named Rookie of the Year. For a young kid who was making his debut on the big stage, this was ridiculous, almost unbelievable. Even more so because of the way he played the game, Duncan wasn't your typical NBA player. He didn't have the physique of the big Aristotle.
Against Dudley, nice!
Or the shooting source of Chef Curry.
Here's Curry for the record. It's good!
But he lit up the league in a way that no other power forward had ever done.
I go with what works, and I'm not a high jumper like some of these guys. I'm not as fast as some of these guys, but the fundamentals of the game are what worked for me.
Duncan's mastery of the fundamental was unmatched, and that explains why he is nicknamed the Big Fundamental. For a player his size, he had incredible footwork, sleek movement, and an exemplary IQ that many ballers can only dream of.
Duncan spins and hits off the glass. He's almost too good. 7-footer with a feathery touch.
After the Lakers...
Point of correction, mister. He wasn't almost too good. He was damn as good as any other power forward of his generation. Duncan was a true definition of a two-way weapon with devastating impact on defense and a remarkable level of graciousness in scoring point. He had all kind of cool moves in his bag. Step through, inside pivot, reverse pivot, elite passing, and so much more.
Looks it over. Oh, shot there. Oh, it almost looked like he passed.
But then, he had this one move that made defenders regret their career choices. The bang shot. It wasn't just a street offensive move. It was a form of art performed by one of the greatest basketball artists in NBA history.
Tim holding. Now starts his move. Spinning. Fadeaway jumper off the glass. It's good. The bank is open. Beautiful.
Since the NBA began tracking bang shot stats in 2003, no player past or present has made more than the Big Fundamental himself. It didn't matter if the defender was 7'2" or a total psychic, the bang was always open for Duncan, even on Sunday. And more often than not, he cashed in. But it wasn't just the amount of bang shot he scored. It was the poise and swagger with which he dispatched them that made him special. For opposition players, it was a nightmare. But for San Antonio Spurs fans, it was delightful to watch Duncan do it over and over and over again. I mean, he changed the fortunes of the franchise, leading them to 18 consecutive playoffs. During that run, the team won 5 championships, and Duncan, well, he won 2 NBA MVPs, 3 NBA Final MVP, and was named to the All-Star team on 15 occasions. On top of that, he averaged 19 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 3 assists across 19 seasons in the league. These numbers tell a story of Timmy's greatness in terms of longevity and consistency.
Change with the times. I'm trying to be who I am. I always have been. Trying to be as consistent as I can on the court and off as well.
Game after game, season after season, Duncan was always there scoring buckets and implementing the fundamental like it's nobody's business. He may not have had the swagger of Kobe, the power of Shaq, Diesel the rim wrecker, or the range of Steph Curry. But when it came to winning, Duncan was right there, doing it better than almost anyone else. And at the end of time, when the basketball gods roll out the red carpet, when the legends stand shoulder to shoulder and go head to head on career achievements, Tim Duncan will be up there. Not just as the greatest power forward of all time, but as one of the best players to ever step on the court. What do you make of Tim Duncan's NBA career? Let me know your thoughts in the comment and don't forget to like and subscribe. Swish, roll, out.